A pleasant morning to each and everyone. We are Group 1 in Statistics and Probability under Sir Patrick Ribano. And today, we are going to present Chapter 2 of our quantitative research entitled The Physical, Intellectual, and Social Impact of Online Classes on Senior High School Students. But first, let me introduce to you my research team, headed by yours truly, Shane Berdera, together with Miss Kagiwa, Miss Dayaon, Miss Gabrido, Miss Gonzalez, Miss Herrera, and also Miss Sevillano as my co-researchers. So without further ado, lend us your ears and allow us to present Chapter 2.
Go back first for our statement of the problem.
So that was the statement of the problem. For the first part of the research methodology is the research design, wherein this study followed a quantitative approach which focuses on gathering numerical data and generalizing it across group of people. We used correlational research design because this study aimed to determine the extent of a relationship between three variables using statistical data. In addition, Creswell year 2012 states that a correlation is a statistical test to determine the tendency or pattern for two or more variables or two sets of data to vary consistently. Hence, this study constitutes correlational research, which is under non-experimental quantitative research because it consists of numerical data, no variable manipulation, and has a purpose of identifying the correlation between the three variables, namely physical, intellectual, and social skills.
So moving on to our research method, this study will use online surveys as a research method, creating Google Forms and then disseminating the links to respondents in order to assess the influence of online classes on senior high school students in terms of physical, intellectual, and social aspects. We chose this method because surveys are a great tool for quantitative research since they are cost-effective, adaptable, and allow researchers to collect data from a large sample size. In addition, students' opinions and recommendations will be gathered using a combination of close-ended survey questions that give respondents specific responses to choose from, like multiple choice, and then open-ended questions that allow respondents to answer in their own words and some rating skills. This type of survey often produces mixed qualitative and quantitative data.
For the sampling, the study has used a quantitative approach to collect the data from senior high school students enrolled in Senator Renato Compañero Cayetano Memorial Science and Technology High School. Probability sampling will be used to study the common perception and impacts of the online classes to the students. The use of probability sampling provides researchers thorough information from the perspective of the chosen respondents about the research under the inquiry. This type of sampling is suitable because it permits a theoretical generalization of the findings.
As for the participants for the study were grade 11 and grade 12 students from Senator Renato Compañero Cayetano Memorial Science and Technology High School, school year 2021 to 2022. The 30 students from senior high school are required to answer the survey form, and the participants are chosen due to the scope of the study and to accurately gather significant data from target respondents that will contribute to the analysis and interpretation of how online classes affect physical, intellectual, and social well-being of senior high school students, the social aspects of online learning, and how it correlates to academic performances.
Let us now proceed on the research instrument of the study. This study focuses on knowing the impact of online classes on students' physical, intellectual, and social skills. In addition to that, we also want to know the perception of students towards the online classes. In order to answer this, we will use online survey questionnaires through Google Forms. The researchers critically formed their questions while considering their selected respondents. The survey scale, statement formulation, and clarity were all checked. The questions are organized in a logical order with the goal of answering the study's objective. As the researchers, we drew up a draft of the questionnaire based on our readings and reviews of published and unpublished articles relevant to the study.
Now, here is the data gathering procedure for our study. The first procedure is choosing a topic. The researchers divided the topics into three categories, namely social, intellectual, and physical. For each category, it has three questions based on the everyday experiences of students in an online learning. The second is the preparation of questionnaires. The researchers prepared a set of questions for each of the three categories and used the Likert scale for questions that needed accurate ratings. So for our survey, the scale rating ranges from 1 to 4, 1 being least effective and 4 being the most effective, which correlate to the three aspects.
The third gathering data procedure is the preparation of survey form. The researchers assigned one person to transfer the questions into a survey form. They have to design the survey form via Google Forms, and they have to make sure to make it convenient and clear for the respondents. Additionally, they have to insert a statement of data privacy and confidentiality to assure the respondents. Next procedure is the dissemination of survey forms. Distribute the survey forms to a random sample of students from grade 11 to grade 12. Once the survey form receives 30 responses, close the Google form to prevent any more data to be added. And the last procedure is the computation and analysis of the data. After gathering the data was then sorted out from the survey forms into a spreadsheet to organize it. Use the mean formula to calculate the average value of the given data, and lastly, analyze and draw conclusions from the data gathered.
And that would be all from our group. Thank you for listening and have a great day, everyone.